Go.
Greetings, everybody. This is Serpentine 451, and welcome back to another episode of Weeb Warriors in a completely different format.
Ooh,
Joining me
shiny.
this week is my friend Jay, aka Jay's Chaldea, or Mr. J here. How you doing tonight, Jay?
I'm good. I'm good. I hope you guys are enjoying the view. Gave y'all something real nice to look at. For this
Yeah,
one.
because you gotta get, because as you can see here, we're actually doing a tier list for the shows of summer 2020.
Yeah, because
Jordan unfortunately
yeah,
couldn't
because I
join
thought this would
us.
be a fun. Tony brought this up as like a fun way to do like a wrap up instead of our normal discussions. Because this could be a good way for us to talk about each show, or talk shit about each show, and then put it on a ranking for this particular season.
And obviously, the shows that will not be a part of the recordings here, obviously, will not be even mentioned. Like
Oh no,
Super X are
oh no, they're
not
mentioned.
mentioned.
No, they're mentioned. They're gonna be mentioned. They're here. Something has to go in D tier.
Well, we have to make a special tier for them.
No, we're just gonna put them in D tier. We're gonna put them in D tier. I put some of the really shitty shows that you told us to watch that we all hated. Um,
Well, fuck you. Well, I would like to actually see this tier list for myself.
oh well, you'll see it in the video, but I will tell you what is on the 7 shows that I have here in the template. So we have
Okay.
HX Eros, we have The Misfit of Demon King Academy, we have Monster Girl Doctor, we have Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time, we have Rent a Girlfriend season 1 because season 2 was confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
We have My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. That's just for me because I've been waiting 4 years for this show. I might as well talk about it. Um, and then we have The God of High School season 1. And we have Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out season 1 because season 2 was also recently confirmed.
Fair enough. And let's check out. Got a message here. Ah, understandable, Jordan. Kind of figured that was the case.
It's all good. Okay, so we're gonna start off. By the in the order I'm reading it in, I'm gonna go from basically left to right for the people at home that are seeing it. We're gonna start with HX Arrows. Yeah, this is going straight to the trash. It's in D tier. Matter of fact, we're gonna rename D tier Trash tier. Yeah,
Well, that's what I was going to suggest there, Jay.
it's okay. Tiers can be edited during the process. It's
Oh,
fine.
I know. I've seen a few videos that have done this kind of nonsense before.
Yeah, so that's Trash tier. All right, next up on the list is the.
Well, we got to explain why it's in
Oh yeah,
trash tier.
why is HX
A little bit.
Arrows in Trash tier? Well, okay, so Tony and I are big fans of the I can't believe it's not hentai genre, right? And
Yes, big
and
fact.
and and this is
Big
that,
facts.
but with like Sentai themes. So we were like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And you know what? For the first 2 episodes, it was fun. And then it got
I
stupid.
mean, yes,
And even more
and then
stupid.
it became more insane and absolutely dumb.
Yeah, way too stupid. I have a very high stupid tolerance threshold, and it exceeded it within 4 episodes. I
Yep.
stopped at episode 4.
I have a extremely more wider tolerance for stupidity. I mean, I'm the same man that watched all of Bajo Girl
Yep. So
twice, maybe even 3 times.
nah. See, you're a better one than me. I could not do that. But yeah. So HX Arrows is 100% in trash tier. I thought it was gonna be it's so bad it's good, but it turns out it was just fucking bad.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I gave this show about maybe think 7 or 8 episodes. I mean, I like the whole gimmick of each of the characters being named for after a color.
Yeah,
I kind of
Reto
dig
and
that.
all of them. Yeah. That was
Yeah,
kind of cool. That
I
felt
I
very
dig that.
Sentai-ish.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, so that's for color coding when it comes to like the different teams and whatnot, but that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the villains I kind of liked because they're like insectoid and they're all bitches. So we got to give some of the monsters that, because the show I compare this one to, going to be the Twin Tail, actually does this
I actually
sort
really
of
like Twin
nonsense better.
Tails. I was gonna say I
Yeah,
really like Twin Tails. Twin
Twin
Tails is
Tail
actually
did
pretty
it
good.
better, honestly. Twin Tail is the kind of show that, yes, you would enjoy this, and it's a smaller team. The characters are actually more fun. This is just the pervert land version of it,
And it's
with
also got
some
a
very,
substantially
very
less amount of
nasty.
dumb. It's got a substantially less amount of dumb, and
I
you
mean,
know.
it has actual character.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing but titties and lollybait.
Yep.
I mean, extreme lollybait.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Far beyond
No.
lollybait.
If we were doing this on Twitch and I had access to my FBI Abby emote that Emu's making for me, I would definitely be spamming it right now. FBI Agent Abby will come for you all.
Because I mean, I gave this show a shot. I thought that at some point in time it's going to amaze me in some way in other instances.
You know what? No. We're not naming this trash tier. You know what I'm gonna name this tier? I'm gonna name this tier Tony was wrong. Tony was wrong.
Because some shows, they, like the other show that will probably be in this tier, kind of deserves a similar bit of criticism, but it came from a place where it's a lot different than this.
Yep. Yeah. So this is a fit. You see it here. You see it here first, folks. This is now the Tony was wrong tier. Okay.
And it's going to be a consistent thing where I was wrong.
Yep. Every season there will be a Tony was wrong tier because Tony. This is his. You know, the podcast is on his channel, so like the final decision on shows is on him. So if we're gonna blame anyone, we're gonna blame Tony.
Fair enough, because I will put my my head on the guillotine. It will some of these shows will kind of be my hill to die on. Some of them I will freely admit they were wrong-headed decisions.
All right, so moving on to an actual good show.
But to be fair, Jordan was the one that suggested this show, not me.
Okay, but still, you didn't have to agree. You could have said no. So
sometimes, well, Jordan hasn't failed me, and this time he did.
Well, yeah, okay, they're the first for everything. We can't call this Tony and Jordan were wrong. This is your show, so it's Tony was wrong.
It can't be just my show. It's a group effort, but we can keep the tier that I was wrong.
Yep. But anyways, moving on to an actual good show, The Misfit of Demon King Academy. So personally, I would vote for this to be at least A tier, if not, or high B tier, if not A tier.
I say fucking A+ tier, man.
I'm thinking A tier. This show was way better than I thought.
Was dope. Especially with this last episode.
Yeah, I think that's what pushed it to A tier for me.
So basically, folks, the way we're gonna try to do things, because this is kind of the new format for the end of season wrap-ups.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the last episodes for each shows when they come up.
Yep.
And we'll just put them in the tier that they belong in because of the show overall, on top of like certain qualities that made the show, in our mind and opinions, great. So with episode 13, essentially it's the fight between Ray and Anos.
Yeah.
Who, Ray, as we learned in the last episode, is the reincarnation of Kanon, the human hero.
Mm-hmm.
So they fought each other because Kanon wanted to do his best to save all of races in this world
by destroying the hatred monster that like was left behind by his like general sensei.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So in his thought process, he would get rid of Anos just to do that. Anos, being Anos, decided to say fuck you to this nonsense, and him and Kanon's reincarnation, Ray, decided to lay the smackdown on
Yeah,
here.
so I love that because like it reminded me like obviously it doesn't have as much build up and there's a lot more significance to it, but one of my favorite moments in the episode is when Anos basically he takes the mask and he puts it on and allows Cannon to kill him, and it reminds me a lot of when Suzaku killed Lelouch at the end of Code Geass, right? Because Lelouch,
I could see
yeah,
that. I could see that comparison. I mean,
because Lelouch stages,
I mean,
Suzaku to be the hero.
Code Geass,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely. But Code Geass had much more buildup in because it had a longer episode run than Demon King Academy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think to kind of piggyback off of that, both situations, Suzaku and Lelouch, Anos and Rei share the same significance, but one had a much slower burn compared to the other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't mean that both of these scenes in particular, one did better over the other. No, they both did what they're supposed to do.
They both did their job. I mean, I would obviously rank Code Geass above Misfit of Demon King Academy. Honestly, Code Geass is one of my top 10 favorite anime of all time.
I mean, yes, and everything in that show in particular was built up well due to its longer running time.
And that's to piggyback off of that thought though, with what Tony's saying, I loved the pacing of this show because
Definitely.
I think the thing about a show like this, it could have gotten old real fast because there are no stakes because Anos, aka Flexmodius, just has so much power. But the cool thing about Anos is he's a good leader. He knows, okay, you have these good abilities. These are your skills. Go ahead and do your thing. I'm only gonna help if you really need the help.
Mm-hmm.
He actually lets his other subordinates do work. It's not like One Punch Man where they're just like running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Comes in and just smacks bitches.
Yeah, because like in One Punch Man, and this obviously isn't as much the case in like the manga and in later arcs, but especially in like the first season, like all it was is the other heroes running around like chickens with their heads cut off until Saitama just showed up like, oh, sup, there's a monster, smack, dead. Yeah, but there's none of that with Anos.
What was that one alien that kind of reminded me of Frieza?
Oh, Boros, yeah, with Boros.
Boros was the only enemy that Saitama had in the first season that actually gave him a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
So, the one thing I really like about this last episode in particular is that Necron actually let Misha and Sasha fuse together.
I thought that was cool. They got they DNA digivolved into their ultimate waifu form.
Which she looked nice.
Absolutely, that was beautiful. I love the design for like fused Necron.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Great stuff.
And we also got a return of the power up from the host squad.
Yeah, like, and I like also that like it tied together with the title of the episode, "Let the World Be Filled with Love." That's what the song was about. And in the end, it paid off a lot of the friendships and bonds that were built all throughout the season. Like, of course, Lei's relationship with the one girl in the cheer choir. I forget her name right now.
She's the one who's half spirit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean,
it was
we
really
also
cool.
got development from this random one random demon general who's like, oh, Anos returned? Fuck yeah. I'm going to listen to my demon king because he said to retreat, I'm going to do that.
I also really like that that Anos was able to save the chick who did who is like the mother of the mass-produced army.
Oh, Eleanor.
Yeah, Eleanor, that's her name. Yes. I love that he was able to save her at the end, like.
Yeah, and he used his powers to basically make her this like connected to his magic.
Yeah, basically he overrid the source of the the general guy, and he's like, okay, now you're part of my magic. You're one of my people now. And she's like, oh, thank you, Anos. I love you. Like, yeah, you should love Anos. Anos is fucking awesome.
Oh, and I loved like the last scenes of this.
Oh, that was
show, like,
that was
his
absolutely
fucking parents.
hilarious because like Misha and Sasha are like, when when obviously Anos brings home Eleanor, and they explain like she's mine now. She's now a part of my magic, and she goes, and they obviously like interpret that as they got married, and it's just like, oh, we now have an official daughter-in-law, and it's just like, and then I love that Sasha was like, so who's gonna tell them that they have like 300 grandchildren now then? And then like the dad's just like, I'm a grandpa.
Yeah, this man just let loose some nonsense. It was great.
Oh, it was so good. So good.
And I mean, my favorite. Okay, and also with this particular tier list, we gotta give out favorite characters and least favorite characters from each of the shows.
Oh yeah, okay.
I would say by far, personally for me, my favorite character out of this show in particular is Anos' mom.
Anos' mom is great. I was so angry at that one bitch. Oh man.
Oh, and my second favorite character, personally, because it's like a close second, is Misha.
Okay, see, for me, my favorite character is Anos' mom, and my close second is Sasha. I fucking love Sasha. Sasha really.
I mean, I love her too. But there's something about like the kudere.
Yeah,
that I like.
No, I feel you. Kudere's just never been my thing. It's just never been my thing.
Well, for me, I like my Soons, and Sasha is a good Soon. She's perfectly good. And, you know, since they're both twins, I can't really, like, fault that, because I like them both.
Yeah. 100%.
But for, like, I think we can both agree, like, the antagonists of this show in particular are some right bastards.
Whoa, yeah. For sure. For sure.
Like, some dirty-ass bastards. I mean, Jirga? I mean, I can see his perspective. The Demon King killed him 2,000 years ago, and he became a hate ghost.
Yep. I mean, and one thing I really like about this show that they like were able to translate very well is like the whole history is written by the victors thing, you know, just like you know how the humans interpreted, you know, the history of like the Great War, and of course, you know, this isn't entirely Anos' descendants' fault because Canon used broken destiny rewriting magic to basically override Anos'.
It was actually the sword Evermana.
Yep.
That basically can cut through fate and destiny itself.
Yep. That sounds like some Nasu bullshit. But we're gonna let that go.
Yeah, but still, kind of makes sense. I mean, for a hero that has like 7 sources, he can run out with some bullshit.
Also, like, the sources reminded me of like the gems in Proto Arthur's Excalibur.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what I was thinking that the entire time, because you know how his NP he activates all the gems and like, you know, Merlin.
Well, they're not gems; they're actually seals. Kind of like individual locks on how to like use Excalibur Proto's full extent.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what that reminded me of. But yeah, overall, like all the characters were pretty solid in Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Yep, solid A+ show in my opinion. Definitely A tier.
Yep.
It can like, well, those who may have a dissenting opinion, I respect that, but I would suggest giving this show another try. I mean, sure, it may not be for everybody, but at least if you can give a show a chance, it may surprise you.
Yep. Okay, so now we are gonna go to Monster Girl Doctor. That is, I believe, the next one on the list. I might be. Yeah. So yeah, Monster Girl Doctor. Personally, I have nothing really to say about it. Like, overpraise or anything bad to say. I think it was just a good show. I would probably put it personally for me in a B tier.
And I would go with that. It's a high B. I mean, not close to A, in my honest opinion, but it's right there. It's like in the middle of B tier.
Okay, yeah, because like I enjoyed the characters. I thought Glenn is a good protagonist, and I thought like the concept of him being a doctor was fun. There's a lot of heart in the show for sure, but I don't see myself going back to this one.
I definitely agree with you there. I mean, the show is great for it does great with what it does. And what it does well is characterization. Especially when you get a doctor who's so focused on helping people, like Glenn, he kind of becomes absent-minded because that's what he does. He's a doctor.
Yep.
And this last episode kind of exemplifies this because he's trying to make a house call and everyone else in the city of Lindworm wants to like either jump his bones or just distract him in some way.
Which it leads to some really fun comedy, and that's another thing that this show has. Like like everybody else, I thought this was just gonna be a Monster Musume clone, but this had so much heart. It was actually very wholesome, and like all throughout, it was very very wholesome.
I mean, it has its moments where some things are a bit pervy, and some of the character designs are like, leave nothing to the imagination,
Yep.
and some of the monster girls.
Very cultured, very cultured.
Yes. So cultured. But some of my favorite moments is like a lot of the more wholesome moments where Lady Scotty is struggling with the fact that she felt like she lived her life and is okay with death because she felt that the war that caused the division between monster people and humans was the fault of the dragons ascending from heaven.
Yeah, personally, if we're just talking all throughout the show, my favorite moments of the show are just any of the like one-on-one interactions Glenn has with Safi. Safi is far and away my favorite character of the show. She is obviously like the female lead, so she has the most screen time, so it does help. But like you really get to know her a lot, and she doesn't just like Glenn because he's hot.
Oh, she's a waifu.
Yeah.
And she really cares for the guy because I think we've mentioned in previous episodes that she was taken in by his family during the war, and since everything was over, she kind of had to leave. So there's this period where they haven't seen each other in a very long time until they met like they were reunited at the medical academy. And with this episode in particular, the last episode in particular, what I like about it so much is how everyone who was affected by Glenn's care came back in some way. Like the giantess Igus, she gathers food for the harpies. Like, this is the show that brought male harpies, goddammit.
Yeah, that was
male
pretty
harpies.
Cool. That was pretty cool.
And we also got La Luna, we got Ely. Mei Mei made another appearance where she helped fix Lady Scotty's cart, and even though Lady Scotty started calling Glenn Big Brother or Oni-chan, sweet baby Jesus. I mean, everything became a thing, and they had a huge party at the end, which I really liked.
Yeah, that was fun.
I mean, personally, I really enjoyed the ED to this particular anime.
Yeah, I think the music in this show in general was really good. It's a very nice, chill show to just watch and turn your brain off and relax. So yeah.
But overall, this show is definitely good, but it's a good for like maybe a rewatch down the line for some people. But in our case, it's perfectly fine that we don't rewatch it like right after we saw it for the first time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if it gets a second season, I'll check it out. But like, it's not one that I'm gonna rush to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, okay. Oh, it looks like we're going back to the Tony was wrong tier with
Okay.
with Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, backstory on this. I read the manga for this show in particular. I enjoy the manga because not for like like the core plot of it is just like monster girls are cute
Plot.
and it
The plot.
like not the plot, but the plots. The girls were cute. That's all I thought about.
Okay.
And then I started reading and I'm like, oh no. And when
oh no,
was announced,
indeed.
like,
Oh no, indeed. Tony, I'm telling you right now, like, the HX Arrows, I gave 4 episodes. Peter Grill, I gave 1. I gave 1 episode. I saw 1 episode and I was like, wait. This is NTR. NTR is a no-no for me. That is on my blacklist of all the tags. No. I refuse. Goodbye, Satan. You will not be on my queue.
Okay, so personally, the show has its faults. I mean, its premise is rather bad, but it actually, honest to God, has some good music in it.
Listen, you could have the best music in the world, but like this poor woman, man.
I see your perspective on that, Jay. I'm not denying that I was wrong for picking this show. I wholeheartedly admit to my own faults as a human being.
Like, look, the only thing I will give this show is that finally we can have an actual, like, I mean, it opens up the actual idea of, yes, men can be raped, because this man is repeatedly raped. Like,
Yep.
Why? Who said this was okay? This is not okay. Like, come on, like, Uzaki got a lot of shit for dumb reasons, and yet I didn't hear anyone, not a single person, complain about this show.
Well, to be honest, not a lot of people would watch this show.
Yes, because it was bad. You know, Tony, I know you have decent taste, but this was a shit take, my friend. This was a shit take.
Yeah, I mean, I have my moments where I can be a real garbage person. I know this to be true. But sometimes, if I want to be a trash man, I'm going to be a fucking trash man.
Listen, I am perfectly content with trash. I watched Domestic Girlfriend and read the manga. I know my trash, and I likes it. But
well, I likes my trash too because I also have. Well, I didn't watch Domestic Girlfriend. I read Domestic Girlfriend.
Oh
so,
man.
Yes, but sometimes I run into trash that I just can't look away from because it's a complete and utter train wreck.
This is the absolute bottom of the bin, though, Tony. Like
I know.
You crossed over into NTR land. NTR land is that's the part of the kingdom the light does not touch. We do not go there.
Yeah, much like Simba and Nala going to the elephant graveyard.
We do not go to NTR land. That's not a safe place, kids.
And I've been to, and I made the same mistake twice.
Listen, look. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, when we were very early on in this podcast, I legit watched that one like short form lesbian NTR anime, and I was like, oh no.
I did too.
No.
I did too.
Oh, it was just So look, I can't fault you 100% because I've been there as well. But I also can't just let you get away with that. Um,
Fair enough.
but
Hey,
yeah,
everyone has our lapse in judgment.
so
This,
so that's enough
well,
shitting on
to be
Peter
fair,
Grill. So let's go ahead
but
and
admittedly, I will say that my favorite character in the show, personally, is Lavilia
well, yeah,
because she's
she
adorable.
did nothing wrong.
Yeah, the other hosts are crazy because they want strongest man spunk.
Luvilia did nothing wrong. Like she's just a loyal ass. She's a loyal, loving girlfriend, fiance. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, her dad is an overprotective prick.
you know whose prick he should have been more protective of? Fucking Peters.
Yeah, because he does. Well, I can see from a father's perspective, like, that's your little girl. You don't want her to be, like, with the wrong guy. But the anime trope of fathers, like, being so overprotective that no man is worthy of their daughter.
That's exactly how you end up with all these like fathers marrying daughters things in anime, and that's also
Mhm.
not okay.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's why I was upset when I found out that when Jordan told us that the fucking save my daughter from a demon lord. It turns out that Dale marries her, and it's just like,
And
why?
I'm like, oh no,
Dale, why?
Dale, buddy, no.
Yep, I'm not watching it. When if it comes back for another season, I'm not watching it because I know
Like,
where
I'm
this is gonna go.
tainted. It's tainted, man.
It was
No.
so wholesome and sweet, and now it's just ruined. But anyway,
It's
um,
ruined by nonsense.
let
What
let
the fuck?
let's cleanse our palate of shit anime by talking about something on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Our first S tier anime, in my opinion. We
Fuck yeah,
have
I agree.
we have Rent a Girlfriend
Oh yeah.
season one, like easy S tier, easy S tier. Um, Now Jordan may disagree because he didn't like Kazuya, and he's still kind of iffy on some of the waifus, but like I don't know, I really enjoyed this anime, and I have to give credit to both you and Yeet Machine. Yeet, uh, both of you guys. I watched the first episode, and I was like, I watched part of the first episode, and I didn't really like it. And I was like, I'll skip it. And then both of you guys were like, no, finish the episode, and then make your choice. And then I finished it, ended up really liking it, stuck with it ever since, ended up loving it. And I
And this
actually
is
like
a
have
moment.
started reading the manga now. So yeah.
Yeah, and this is a moment where my tastes actually align with good quality shit.
Yes, Tony was right in this instance. Yes, we have a whole Tony was wrong tier, but Tony was definitely right. I will acknowledge that. Um, yeah, so
Because I'm
the
an all-out
the thing that
anime god,
the
or
thing that it
so vain enough to call myself the anime pope.
the thing that like essentially that turned me off to this show at first was just the premise sounded so generic, and I was like, oh, this is just gonna be full of dumb coincidences like every other harem anime. Not really interested. I watched it, and you know, um, I can't necessarily relate to Kazuma. Um,
Kazuya.
oh, Kazuya, not Kazuma. Kazuya. I can't necessarily relate to Kazuya, but I've definitely had friends in his position. I mean, and everybody's had a terrible breakup, and like if you've had enough relationship experience, you've dated at least one demon in your life. And as soon as I saw Mommy, I was like, "Oh, you're a demon. You're a fucking demon. I don't like you at all." um, Although there's little hints at something more with Mommy, so that's interesting. But I think easily, like what makes Rent a Girlfriend so good is the top girl herself, Chizaru Mizuhara. Oh
Or
man.
Hikaru Ichinose, if we're going by her real name.
Yep. So Chizuru is the fucking best. She is literally every dere wrapped into one. Except for Yan, because, she's not a yandere.
Yeah, because we don't need that nonsense,
Yeah.
to be honest, with this show.
Yeah, no one needs that. But yeah, Chizuru's great. I love just her all throughout. She's such a homie, man. She's such a homie. She will always help her friend. Like, obviously she has developed some feelings for Kazuma or Kazuya. I keep saying Kazuma. She's obviously developed feelings for Kazuya. But at the end of the day, she's just like, no. I gotta keep it professional. But he is my friend, and I'm gonna look out for him. And in this last episode, man, when she basically tried to vouch for her boy, and was like, look, man, have you ever really faced your feelings for Kazuya? Do you know how he feels about you? Do you know how much that breakup hurt him? Like, give him a chance. I think he's a great guy. Come on.
And this he'll be like, you don't know a damn thing about him or me.
Yeah, he goes, that's between me and him. And I'm just like, you fucking bitch. You fuck. No, fuck you. And then, the entire time when, Chizuru is, apologizing to Kazuya and saying, how she fucked up by, stepping outside of her place, trying to stand up for him in that instance. He's having this whole inner monologue, while she's talking. And that whole time, I'm just like, tell her! Fucking tell her, you idiot! And then finally, he's like, you're the one I want. It's gotta be you. And I literally stood up and clapped. I was like, yes, my boy finally grew a pair. Look, Kazuya is in no way, shape, or form the best guy. He's pretty shitty. He makes a lot of dumb decisions. But you gotta keep in mind, he's 22?
20, 21, 22.
We were all dumb when we first got into college. College was probably me at peak stupid, or not peak stupid, but peak dumb decision making. A lot of dumb decisions were made in college. And, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make your mistakes during this time in your life so you can learn and you can grow. And Kazuya definitely has been growing. They're baby steps, but that's how they should be. You don't just grow overnight. It's small, gradual increments. And Chizuru can definitely see that Kazuya is putting in effort. And that's what she appreciates about him. He doesn't let the setbacks kind of just deter him. He keeps going. He keeps moving forward.
Yeah, he keeps pushing on.
And I think that's really cool. I think that's pretty great. And I think my favorite character of the show, not including the waifus, my favorite character of the show has to be Kibe. Kibe is the best bro ever. I love that guy. He's fantastic. Because, Kazuya is, letting Chizuru walk away, and Kibe is like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And he straight up punches him in the face. He's like, you're being fucking stupid. Go get your girl.
Be a real man.
Yep, and then he, sits down and he talks to Chizuru, and he's like, look, Kazuya's an idiot, but he will never give up on you. He is the best person you can ever have in your life. So please, just bear with him. Bear with him. If not for him, do it for me. I don't want to have to worry about him. And, Kibe gives the tickets to the ferry, which lead to the whole incident where I think for sure is, that spark that really set off, the love between Chizuru and Kazuya.
Definitely, yeah.
Um, and their relationship is super organic. Like Chizuru can be her real self around Kaza. She can yell at him. She can be more aggressive, less polite. Um, she can be in his face. She calls him out on his bullshit. That's everything that a girl should be with someone that she cares about. Like if your girlfriend can't insult you and call you out on your bullshit, then she probably shouldn't be your girlfriend.
It's definitely something, or you're the one in the relationship that calls out on her
Yeah,
bullshit.
exactly. Although that is never me. I am always the one to be called out. Um, but yeah.
Although, to be fair, I think in my current,
So let's go ahead and
I
talk
think
about. Let's.
in my current relationship,
Hmm.
I'm the one who is more of the, not the aggressive one in the relationship, but the one who is more the like loud one.
I'm always the loud one.
Like the one that is just the one that will just tell you how it is. If
Yep.
that's
No, that's for sure. That's say with
if that
me.
makes any sense.
But yeah, so let's go to the more difficult part of this part of the ranking. So waifus. So definitely Chizuru's at the top for me. Ruka's a solid. Ruka, she turned around for me in this second episode because I thought Ruka was just gonna be clingy girl, right? But in the last episode, she was like, you know what? No, no, no. I realized that I want you to fall in love with me, so I'm not gonna force you. I'm gonna let it happen. And I'm just like, see, good for you, Ruka. I appreciate that. You don't need to keep throwing yourself at this man. Just let it happen by itself.
Mm-hmm. Just let it be.
But yeah, Ruka is pretty solid. I don't really have anything to say about Sumi because literally Sumi was only in one episode. So
And a little bit in the last one.
yeah, so
But
really
but
have
mom, fucking
nothing to
demon.
say. Yeah, mommy is a demon. She goes in F tier. I mean, I'm not making a separate tier for the rent a girlfriend waifus, but just know, mommy is F tier. Um, but
Yeah, with her, I mean, this is the same bitch that kind of through context clues figured out that Chizuru is a rental girlfriend, calls calls her out onto a date, and then just fucking says, "Oh hey, I figured it out. I'm gonna assert my dominance."
yeah, I'm just gonna toy with you a little bit. Sing for me, sing for me. And it's just like, fuck off, man. I hate her so much. But anyway, this next one is just for me. I put this on here just so I could talk about it because it's one of my favorite shoujo series just out there in general. And it is my teen romantic comedy snafu. This goes in the S tier. I waited 4 years for this final season, and I was not disappointed at all. And I'm sure the Snafu fans are gonna get mad at me for this one because there is a strong contention for the waifu fights because all the girls are pretty great in this show. But in my opinion, best girl won. Yuki won. She and Hikigaya got together at the end, like I wanted, like I read in the light novel. But seeing that moment animated was absolutely beautiful. So just to give you guys context, my teen romantic comedy snafu is a high school shoujo romance anime about this one kid, Hikigaya Hachiman. And Hikigaya, he at first was a very social kid. He had a lot of friends in middle school, but then, when things changed, kids started to click up and stuff, he got rejected and isolated. And so, in order to avoid that rejection, he basically completely changed the way he acted around people and isolated himself and became an absolute total loner who didn't really know how to interact socially, and just stayed away from like social interaction unless it was absolutely necessary. And a lot of people actually argue, and it's actually a very valid point. Hikigaya could possibly be on the autistic spectrum because of a lot of his tendencies, and it's definitely a solid assumption. It's never confirmed in the light novels, but I could definitely see it. And it's just really cool seeing all throughout each season Hikigaya learning how to interact with people, help people, and the importance of bonds and friendship, and why, as humans, we need social connections in order to not only like thrive but survive. Because no one wants to be alone. And all throughout, he ends up, of course, making friends, and he joins the service club, which actually helps him help and interact with a bunch of people all throughout the school. And of course, he ends up developing a strong friendship with the two members of the service club, Yui Gahama, and of course, Yukino Nashina. Yeah, so many fucking puns in these names. But Yui and Yuki, right? And Yui is, of course, your Genki girl. She's very high energy, very much like the ray of sunshine. And, Yukino is very much the kudere. And normally, I know I just said earlier, I don't really like kuderes. But with Yuki, when you get learn about her backstory and about it's very kind of similar to like Kaguya's backstory, right? She comes from a very influential family, and her goal is to become the head of the family. She wants to take over her father's business, and so she's developed this very cold, shrewd, almost business-like persona and attitude, and very much like Hikigaya, she herself is learning to open up emotionally and express herself. And as the seasons go on, we get more and more inside each of their heads. And at a certain point, by the end, Yuki realizes, Hikigaya, we bring out the best in each other. I think I want to be with you. I love you. And it's just like, oh my god, yes, finally. They said it. They did it. They're together. And, the whole time, right, one of the overarching plots of the final season is that Yuki wants to disband the service club because their teacher, who is the sponsor for the club, is transferring to another school, I believe. And so they no longer have a sponsor. And, Yuki at first was planning on, focusing on, improving her business skills so that she could take over her dad's job in the future. But then, after she gets back, she gets with Hikigaya, she decides, you know what? I think I want to continue the service club. And then at the end of the final episode, it's like, well, we don't have enough members because Yui doesn't want to be in the Yui's not going to be in the club anymore because she has other activities she wants to do. And then his little sister, who is starting high school in this beginning of this year, which is where the last episode takes place, she ends up joining the service club along with the other Kohai that they helped last year form their first prom. So they join the service club, so they have enough members, and they have a new teacher to sponsor the club itself. So the service club is back together. And what I love is the last scene of both the novel and the show is Yui enters the club room, and she goes, well, I have a problem that I could use you guys' help on. You see, I have this guy that I really like, but it turns out he has a girlfriend, and his girlfriend is one of my best friends. What am I supposed to do about it? And Hikigaya is just like, shit. And Yuki's just like, oh, okay, let's sit down and let's talk about it. And then she goes, good, because I think this is going to go on for a while. Which is, it's their low-key way of still continuing their friendship without making it awkward. And it's such a clever thing. And it was the perfect way to end the show. I absolutely loved it. I'm really happy that like Snafu finally got to end out. It was great. It was really really great. If you're into shojo romance and drama, you're definitely gonna want to check out my teen romantic comedy Snafu.
Well, I've seen a few episodes of the first season, so and since it wouldn't technically fall into the category of harem because, well, it's more of a love triangle.
I
The
mean,
way I
I
kind of
mean, I mean, it is kind of a harem because all the other girls in the school start to develop crushes on him, but like the main ones they focus on are Yui and Yuki. Um,
mm,
like Kohai definitely has a huge crush on him. So does the blue-haired girl. So does the trap. The trap definitely has a crush on him. Like he's not even trying to hide it. Um, but yeah. Um, I mean, I would technically, I mean, it could fall into the genre of harem, but it's definitely more of a love triangle because like the other girls are definitely more secondary characters, and Yui and Yuki are the main focus. Um, and that's not a diss to Yui fans either. When I say best girl won, Yui is fantastic. I wouldn't have minded if Yui got with Hachiman, but I'm actually really happy that Yuki, because Yuki was the one that really grew on me. But yeah, now that I've had my spiel about Snafu, we can get back to a show that we actually reviewed. Another one that I believe belongs in the S tier. Probably the best show of this season, in my opinion. I don't know about you, Tony. Would you agree? We're talking about God of High School.
oh fuck yeah!
All right, so we're putting that right in the S tier. I'm gonna put that at the top. Rent a Girlfriend is in second place. Actually, no, I'm gonna put Snafu in second place because it was so fucking good. But yeah, all right. So God of High School. This was one of the first manhwa I had ever read when I discovered manhwa a few years back, and I was really excited when this was announced to be one of the manhwa Crunchyroll original adaptations that they did. And, you know, they knocked it out of the park with Tower of God. I loved what they did with Tower of God. So, God of High School, I was super hyped for. And boy, did they deliver. Holy crap. Man, if you guys love shonen and you love high octane type series, this is the show for you. I know a lot of other places kind of have said like it's kind of boring because in the beginning, they don't really they do the opposite of what traditional shonens do, where like you know you build up characters and rivalries before the tournament so that you know they can come to a head during the fights in the tournament. But with God of High School, they start with those fights and they intersperse the backstory within the fights themselves. Personally, I like that structure. You know, if you know what you're getting into with God of High School, you can really enjoy it because it doesn't do anything different from, you know, what it sets out to do, but it does those things exceptionally well. Would you agree, Tony?
Oh fuck yeah! It does some wild and great shit, man.
Like I think you know what they were able to flesh out with the power system of Chokoriki, um, or as I like to call them, Korean stands. Um, I think you know that was pretty well done. All the fight choreography is absolutely phenomenal. Studio Mappa, fantastic job. Um, I personally, you know, really enjoy all of our main characters in Jin Mori, uh, Yomira, and I can't pronounce Han's first name. I think it's Dawe. Dawe Han. Um, like, they're all great. Ippoyo's great, too. Fucking love Ippoyo. Ippoyo's awesome. Love him. Um, and, you know, sure, you don't get super deep introspection on these characters. You get kind of surface level stuff. But keep in mind, this is the first season. And, you know, the main focus is the tournament. So of course, like, you're only gonna get surface level stuff now. But in season 2, they're gonna be traveling together to go and save Grandpa. So we're gonna get a lot more of that, like, character interaction stuff in season 2. Really excited for that. But Tony, as someone who hasn't read the manga, what did you think of God of High School?
I thought it was fucking wild. To be perfectly frank, I actually enjoyed Mori, Mira, and Hans. Whole dynamic, great batch of characters. The people in the God of High School tournament were really dope. I
Yeah,
liked them quite a
I
bit.
especially love my favorite side character from the tournament is the guy who's like the 35-year-old man who went back to high school because he wanted to learn. Really love that guy. Respect
I
him.
respect that. I respect that.
He was cool. And also just I like the interesting almost Street Fighter style world building they have because like all their
Mhm.
politics and their whole world structure is centered around fighting. And now that the God of High School tournament is over and like Nox has been exposed, apparently Mugen and his organization are gonna try to take over Korea in the next presidential election. So that's pretty interesting. Also, I love at the end when all the shit is going down and the nuclear missiles like are shot at everybody, and like at first I was like, who the fuck sent the nukes? And I was like, and they said the Americans. It's like, oh, of course it's the fucking Americans. Uh,
And then, yep, this is why we can't have nice things.
no, God damn it, America. Why you gotta do this? But yeah, overall it was really fun. That final fight, the author, he said straight up that like his biggest influence growing up was Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball. And you see a lot of the Dragon Ball influence in God of High School, from the comedic style to the fights, straight up to the fact that Jin Mori is the reincarnation of fucking Sun Wukong.
Yeah. The fucking Monkey King himself.
Yep. Jin Mori is the reincarnation. He's not borrowing power. He is a direct reincarnation of Sun Wukong.
Or in Japan, Satan Taisei.
Yep. Who is, of course, the direct inspiration for our boy Son Goku.
Well, Satan Taisei is the title. Son Goku is the name of Sun Wukong in Japanese. So.
Yep. But yeah, so, like, Mori, he pulls out all the powers. He uses the Nyoibo, or the Power Pole, for those of you who remember the Dragon Ball dub. And he summons the Quinton, or the Nimbus Cloud. But he straight up uses it for divine retribution. Like, holy shit, he's calling down thunder. He is calling down thunder. And he's just like, fall, fall, fall. Oh my god, that was insane. Absolutely fucking insane. I loved
Yeah, that is.
Loved every minute of it.
It's that entire fight scene in episode 13, man. It's fucking wild.
Yep. We got to see like the entire team, like the trio plus Ippoyo, like team up to take down this fucker. We got to see the other, the basically the wish granter chick who is part of the Six, who is like this elite group of elders who we've only seen a couple members of. We saw like the old man who taught Mori the acupuncture. He's a member of the Six as well.
And that one alchemist dude was a member of the Six, and he died.
Yep.
But he died like a real fucking G.
Yep, he went out like a fucking champ. It was great. But yeah, any closing thoughts on God of High School before we move on to the last show?
Well, well, one thing, the old lady master and a member of the Sixth. I like her dynamic with the old guy with one arm.
Yep.
How he got rejected by her a bunch of times. I thought that shit's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny, and I love that because she's immortal. Like she knew the original like Wukong, so she's like, "Yeah, looks like you've grown up after all, you dirty ape." And Mori's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not a monkey."
Like, I ain't no ape. Fuck you.
And she's just like, "Oh yeah, sit." Ow! Ow! Wait, where did this headband come from? Jesus! Oh, it was great. Good stuff.
Fucking amazing.
At first, I was like, "Wait, is she Tripitaka? Is she Tripitaka? Because only Tripitaka is able to do that."
Yes, I would assume so.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, the final show that we reviewed this season, that was mainly just me and Tony. I don't know if Jordan actually watched it.
I'm not sure if he did.
But yeah, this show is, of course, Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. So, I'm going to be real with you, Tony. It started off pretty strong. I liked it a lot. But then it just kind of got meh. So, I would put this in C tier. It's average. But the fact Uzaki's annoying levels really dragged it down for me. She's more annoying than she is cute. And that can only take you so far. I'm putting it in C tier. What do you think? You think C tier?
To be honest, I think it's a very middle of the road show. I mean, Uzaki herself is an annoying, loud piece of, well, I wouldn't say trash, but she's an annoying character, but her being annoying comes from a good place.
Oh yeah, she wants to help her friend, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and someone who she thought was terrifying when she first met him, she actually saw a good side of him.
I actually really like the character design of Freshman Uzaki. Freshman Uzaki is really fucking cute.
Oh, she is so fucking cute. But I can understand with older Uzaki trying to be like this cutesy girl, trying to get in her senpai's head, trying to like bring him out of his like funk of being
a loner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And to be perfectly frank with you, Jay, I kind of like that idea. I like the idea.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fun concept.
To, like, help a friend.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun concept, and it's really wholesome for sure. I enjoy it. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's not great. It's just kind of average.
Yeah, and I would say my definition of average is that it's, I mean, for an average show, it actually has a lot more good moments.
Yeah, it has a lot of really memorable good moments. I will give you that. Some of my favorite ones were, of course, the episode where like Uzaki tries to get Sakurai drunk, and that
was the last episode.
Yeah. In the last episode, yeah, where you know, she tries to get Sakurai drunk, and then he says, you know, "I love," and she thinks she's talking about her. So she starts drinking, and he goes, "You're cooking." And so she gets drunk, and they end up sleeping in the futon together. That was pretty great. And of course, Blondie's having the time of his life. He's just like, yeah.
Oh, because I gotta. All the characters in this show are actually very good, and it's
I think the thing that like pushes Uzaki past mediocre and into average is the fact that the side characters are all great. Like Bossman's pretty great. Ami is wonderful. I like Blondie. Blondie's fun.
I think by far my favorite character because of the shenanigans when it comes to like of the entire cast. I mean, Uzaki's mom is by far
Uzaki's mom is great. That episode itself was terrible, but Uzaki's mom as a character is fantastic.
definitely. And also, this is one of the Funimation shows that has its dub, and my one of my favorite voice actresses, Monica Rial, voices Uzaki.
I'm gonna have to check out the dub then. Maybe I'll like the dub better than the sub.
I mean, I'm the same man that has a signed DVD of Campione by Monica Real. So, yeah, Monica signed that DVD for me.
Nice.
I was over the moon because she voices a character in that show.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, so that pretty much
made me happy. And meeting her in person was fucking well. Meeting her at a panel because most of y'all know that I go to KomoriCon, which is a convention here in Oregon that's up in Portland, but due to COVID, that's not really going to happen. But they're doing an online one for this year, so it is what it is. But
yeah.
Speaking of Uzaki, I mean, this show was great. The last episode was very fine.
Oh yeah, I really like the final. I really like the final episode. I honestly think this show didn't deserve any of the hate it got. Like,
definitely not. I mean, this girl. I mean, motherfuckers be just grumping over a bunch of dumb shit. Like, most people should realize that people come in all shapes and sizes. There are short girls with huge knockers.
Yep.
Y'all be dumb.
Yep.
Y'all be on some dumb shit. I
just hope they improve the animation.
Okay.
My only thing is I hope they improve
this moment here?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Can I have this moment here real quick, Jay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you continue on with your thought.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, and I think these are the same people who argue that somebody like girls like this don't exist. Pardon me, my sister is a girl like this. A very good friend of mine from Colombia is a girl like this, short with huge tits. They exist. Get over it.
I mean, there are plenty
all because they don't like you with your
and there are plenty of cosplayers. And there are plenty of cosplayers who have like literally like not done anything to themselves except put on a silver wig and a Sugoi Dekai shirt.
Yeah.
And
because
they've shown that it works.
Titties are good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all titties are good, but big titties are like fun because you know.
All right, we don't want to venture too deep into that. We almost made it through all the way without going into a hentai tangent. Okay, let's not. We kind of went into a hentai tangent with Peter Grill, but I managed to save it.
I mean, X-Heroes, that was some wild shit.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up this tier list. I'm looking forward to next season. Next season has a lot of strong candidates for new shows. Very excited.
Yeah, definitely.
Very excited.
Looking forward to that shit too. I mean, there's actually some shows that I want to check out, like its first episodes, and bring it to your guys' attention. Because there's a Married Life romantic comedy that I want to check out because it's by the same person who did Hayate the Combat Butler.
Oh shit. That's really cool. I loved Hayate the Combat Butler.
It's called Tonikawa.
All right.
I'll
look
basically
into that.
About this married couple. And well, I haven't really looked into it too much, but I mean, I saw a bit of Hayate the Combat Butler, and I enjoyed what I saw of it. And I really want to see.
I actually never watched the anime. I read the manga for Hayate the Combat Butler.
I'm really into like learning about like. I like to see different things in anime, and when it comes to romances, I like to see like couples and married couples.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I like about like anime now, because like especially we're both adults and we're in our like mid to late 20s, so I'm glad that there are
I'm
more.
pushing 30.
But yeah,
Like, I am 28 years old. God damn it!
that's why I said.
I want to.
That's why I
I want
said
to
mid
watch
to late.
something.
But yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that there are more like college or adult, oriented romances now. They're not just all high school. Cause like, I'm not a teenager anymore. I can't relate to this. Like,
No,
uh, but
and
but yeah. Overall, I mean, this season is pretty okay. We have a pretty wide range of stuff on this tier list. We got like 3 S tier anime, 1 A tier, 1 B tier, 1 C tier, and 2 Tony was just completely wrong about. So
and so the next, well, for fall 2020, we are looking forward to actually seeing what's going to happen. You know,
yeah, we actually have the list in Discord if you want to like tell the people.
right? So for the shows that on the list here, that Jordan, myself, and Jay. Well, to be fair, it was mostly Jay and Jordan because some of the other shows didn't really catch my eye or really interest me all that much. To be
Yep.
perfectly frank, other than Danmachi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is. So we have Danmachi season 3, which I'm really excited to see.
Yep.
Jujutsu
Yeah,
Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna be the big hype shonen, which I love that manga. It's pretty fucking cool.
Regular Magic High School. Oh, one of the blandest shows known to science and man.
Yeah, Jordan really
Yeah.
likes it. So I mean,
I mean, I don't fault Jordan for that, but I think that show is absolute bland and trash.
so we'll just leave that one to him. Okay, cool.
Noblesse. I mean, the OVA I wanted to check out,
No,
but
no,
it's
don't watch
just
that. The Noblesse OVA is garbage. Wait for the anime. Noblesse is
okay.
hopefully Noblesse gets a better shot this time because that manhwa is amazing. It's finally it's a really good vampire series. Which, it's been a very long time since we've had a good vampire anime. So very excited.
All right, and then Yu Yoko no Moriarty.
Yep, really excited for that one. That premise seems pretty interesting. You got James Moriarty
And then
who's taking in Mycroft and Sherlock Holmes. That's pretty cool.
and then the married romance anime, Tony Kawa is
Yeah.
one I really want to look into.
All right, cool. So yeah,
And I mean, Jay, you and I both know we're gonna watch that particular show because of our love for the romance genre.
oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Just remind me of it when it comes out.
Yeah, well,
Also
you,
on my
you
own.
are
Also on
my
my own,
actual
if you
account,
guys want to
dude.
watch, cause I'm gonna be doing reviews of these shows individually on my channel as well. But also on my own, I'm gonna be watching Yashahime, the Inuyasha sequel, because I love it.
I actually want to see how that goes. Honestly,
Hmm.
I'm very curious.
I loved Inuyasha as a kid. Inuyasha was one of my gateway animes. Sango is one of my like OG waifus. I gotta see what Sango looks like as a MILF, man. I'm very very curious.
I need milfies. I need those milf waifus.
Yep, yep, yep.
I mean, the only real milf waifu that I liked in the longest time was fucking overpowered mom. That shit.
Oh, Mamiko? Yeah, Mamiko.
Yeah,
Mamiko.
Momiko. I loved her so
Yeah,
much.
she's pretty great. But
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. So that's our list for the shows of summer 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all give your thoughts and opinions on these shows. Leave a like. Do the usual YouTube things. I don't have to remind you.
Yep.
Jay doesn't really have to remind you of these things.
And my Tony doesn't even need to put my channel in the description. I don't think, because my channel will be right across the top of the fucking big ass layout. But in case you need to know, it's Jay's Chaldea. but you'll see it right there. Yeah,
Yep.
I know you can read.
Yep. And some of y'all, and I mean, seeing Jay's face apparently pulls a lot of girls in. I mean, admittedly, man, I would say that you're easy on the eyes when it comes to a lot of female audiences.
Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that.
I mean, I'm an acquired taste. I mean, I may look good, but
Okay. All right. Well, on to that note, this was a good episode. I like this new format. Hopefully, we can continue this with the end of the fall season as well.
yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
we can go through a lot of that dumb shit. It is what it is, and who doesn't like that dumb shit?
So yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Jane minasan.
Later.